Ladies and gentlemen, Roster Watch Nation, welcome back to the Epic Roster Watch Podcast, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Go to Underdog Fantasy today. Use promo code ROSTER for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. My name is Alex Dunlap. We'll be telling you more about that bonus throughout the course of the show. But joining us, great friend of the program, great friend of Roster Watch Nation. You know him very well from this very YouTube channel. He's Alan Seslowsky, now doing great work over at RotoWire. Alan, what the hell's going on, brother?
I'm ready to win the $1 million today, man. Let's go.
We're going to do it. So I'm going to pull up the, let's see, pull up the screen share here. We'll share this window. Looks like we're picking out of the 2-hole, Alan. You want to make this a Christian McCaffrey team? We're going to try and make it a, make it a Cooper Kupp team. What do you think?
I mean, you're going to kill. I'm not you know what? It's a tournament, so you can make it a Christian McCaffrey team. I am still a draft job security running backs first.
Jamar Chase goes number 1 off the board.
All right, well then that's an easy call for our guy.
Taylor here. We take
what
Jonathan
a break.
Taylor.
I'm telling you.
So what were you going to tell me to do? What was your original?
I was going to say, just go running backs with job security early. I know Underdog is wide receiver crazy. We'll fill in our volume wide receivers later. That's generally how I do it, especially that Underdog is gone wide receiver bananas. I mean,
dude, I've been having to move down. I've been move down these guys like Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, the Cam Akers, Breece Hall, Travis Etienne. All these guys are going now 5th and 6th round.
Yep.
It's almost like you're having to take guys who you don't necessarily love at the wide receiver spots way ahead of them just to make sure you don't get so far behind at wide receiver.
I've been doing the zigzag thing, just going everywhere else. I'm okay having volume wide receivers with like Jacoby Myers or whoever your guys are, Alan Lazard, Corey Davis, just like 10, 11 of those guys, because all you need is for 3 of them to score every week. And if you have 10 of them, 9 of them, you should have a pretty good chance. But meanwhile, everyone else is going to be scrapping for the Chase Edmonds types, and we're going to have JT. We're going to have, our 4 or 5 running backs. Zeke might be our running back 4 or 5 in this draft.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So far, Jonathan Taylor's gone off the board. Christian McCaffrey went. Cooper Kupp went. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, of course, went number 1 overall. Just now, Austin Eckler went and Stephon Diggs. Najee Harris goes now here at the 1.8. So it looks like guys like Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon still on. Dalvin Cook is going so much later than I would think. I've been moving him up the cheat sheet. Alan,
Dalvin should be picked 2 or 3 if you knew he was playing the full season, right? And he is one of the few players that you can confidently pick up his handcuff at a reasonable price in season-long leagues. If somebody took Cook at 2, I would have no problem with it.
Do you like handcuffing in these big tournaments? Because
I don't.
Right, I don't like it either. There's been some kind of cockamamie backwards talk though about this. Derrick Henry goes off the board, about this theory that since everybody is now sharp enough to understand why handcuffing is not optimal in this kind of tournament, and the reason why, of course, is because you're picking a team to win here. You're picking a team for everything to go perfect. Things don't go perfect if one of your big studs gets hurt. So people understand that might not be the way to draft to optimize complete upside, as Devontae Adams and Travis Kelce go off the board here.
Yeah, now, with Dalvin Cook, it's a little different.
The reason why you wouldn't do it is because that you're already building in your case that it's like this guy could get hurt. If he gets hurt, then my team's dust anyway, right? But the new line of thinking is that some people are saying is a way to get unique in this 400,000 person field is to maybe handcuff and hope you have a Dalvin Cook that goes off through the course of a season. And then maybe by the time you get to the playoffs, nobody who had Dalvin Cook that got that big lead, through week 14, then Dalvin Cook gets hurt. None of those teams are going to have Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison. So I guess I could kind of see that there. Dalvin in this one falls to the 2.2. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Alan.
No. You were explaining exactly how it is. You're laying it out. I just think that in a field of 400,000 people, just somebody who is unlikely hero that nobody knows about right now is the person that's going to push you over the edge. So just draft good players have roles, players have upside. Because last year nobody was taking Cooper Kupp ahead of the 4th round. If you knew, everyone liked Cooper Kupp, but if you thought he was going to win you the league last year, you would take him in round 2. There's somebody sitting there right now in round 4, round 5, that's going to be the guy who wins you the league. Maybe it's Mike Williams. Who knows? Maybe it's Rashad Bateman. He's become trendy again, right? I mean, if there's somebody right now that we're not even thinking about that's going to be the league winner.
It looks like AJ Brown, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon. These guys all going off the board. God, Deebo Samuel now, Mike Evans.
2 picks away.
We still. I mean, what I'm hoping is Tyreek Hill here. I don't want to take Leonard Fournette, but
how about do you like Barkley's upside still with the Dable offense? They said he's been catching a shit ton of passes.
Yeah,
so it's like.
I mean, what I'm doing here is, and what do you think? I mean, I'm
a running back
Saquon
here.
Barkley. I want it to be Leonard Fournette. I want it to be Tyreek Hill, or I want it to be Michael Pittman. I think.
Yeah, I have a little bit. I've been fading Tyreek Hill. I understand why people like him, but it's like the run first.
Barkley and Tyreek Hill off the board. I'm sorry.
All right, how about Fournette? The running backs are going to run dry very quickly here.
Okay, well, some of them will, but I think that, the cheat sheet here says to take Fournette. Let's get Jonathan Taylor. Let's get Leonard Fournette. Let's feel sick about our running back start. This could be a time where we only maybe need to draft 4 running backs anyway. Exactly.
And that's the point, is that what I was saying earlier is that if you get 4 guys with absolute job security, you almost don't have to think about it for the rest of the draft. You could fill in maybe a sleeper at the end, but for the most part, you get your 4 guys, and now you're just going volume at the other positions.
On the RosterWatch cheat sheet at rosterwatch.com, the best ball cheat sheet's a little bit different than the redraft cheat. Oh, shit. Michael Pittman is where we'll go here, right? Pittman.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Pittman. We'll just take him before I get auto-drafted.
You got it. Click it. You got it?
I got auto-drafted. Shit, I was talking. We ended up getting Alvin Kamara. He's only 2 spots down. But so now we basically have we're set at running back.
It's not bad.
That hurts. I really wanted Pittman there.
I know.
Because now we have 19 picks, and it's just going to hurt because it's got, let's see, the guys I would like to get before my next pick are Michael Pittman, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, maybe Cortland Sutton, Marquise Brown, Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Brandon. Oh, all right. So hold on. How many is that? 1, 2, 3,
well,
4,
it's
5,
18
6,
picks
7,
away.
8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 wide receivers that I would like to stay on the board. It doesn't look like that. It's going to happen here.
I mean, the key difference with best ball and redraft is that the reason you like those wide receivers early in managed leagues is because you're never worried about if those guys have 1 or 2 down weeks about starting them. Whereas if someone in the middle rounds, if Alan Lazard, I brought up his name a couple times, has a bad week, you're benching him the following week. And then if he goes off on your bench, then you put him back in, and it's just a constant headache. With best ball, you never have to even worry about that. So it gives more value to the volatile guys. I like what we did here. I'm a little worried about Alvin Kamara's suspension, but other than that, I mean, we're going for upside, right?
The possibility of his suspension. And here's the thing. If you got Fournette and you have Jonathan Taylor, you're not going to be too worried about him missing maybe 4 games or something like that. And that feels like it's been sort of the chalk as far as what people have been talking about here. Jesus, Michael Pittman still hasn't gone off the board. All these picks after
he will though. It's 15 more till we go, so he will.
Yeah. I would have taken him right after him. I would have taken either the Chargers guys or T. Higgins. Looks like Cortland Sutton now is going before Pittman too, which is interesting.
Are you able to turn off the overlay for a moment where it promotes the RosterWatch cheat sheet for a moment, just so we could see our bottom corner there? Oh, no, actually, yeah. You know what? No, it's because I have the whole screen. I have it full screen. That's why.
Maybe I do too. But no, it's like that for me.
It's in the – okay, so if you go to the overlay on the right
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
So but definitely, I mean, I should say that the cheat sheets are available at rosterwatch.com. You go there and check them out. Also, again,
that's how I draft.
First deposit over at Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code roster for 100% deposit bonus. Okay. So, Cortland Sutton off, Deontay Johnson off. Dude,
Sutton's moving up, huh? Sutton's like, I think I would actually take Sutton at this point over Deontay Johnson. You don't have to.
Patrick Mahomes and then Pittman finally. Patrick Mahomes in the last 2 drafts I've done has gone ahead of Josh Allen. Did I miss Josh Allen going off the board? Maybe I missed Josh Allen.
Yeah.
As we were talking. Yes, I did miss Josh Allen. He went right after Kyle Pitts.
Do you know how in Underdog, if you hit that little grid next to Hype Machine, our team name, it pulls up the whole board. See that little grid right there?
Yeah, hold on one second. I was just there's so much going on with having to go with the cheat sheet here and everything. So DJ Moore and Jalen Waddle both now off the board. So we're 7 picks away, and I feel like I'm in a good spot here for wide receivers because I'll be interested to hear what Alan thinks. But there goes Amari Cooper. Do you like Amari Cooper now that we have all this new worry about Deshaun Watson? I had to move him down on this latest version of the cheat sheet.
Yeah, I mean, Amari Cooper goes from being like on my ranks, like wide receiver 13 or 12 to like wide receiver 18. So you still like him. You're just not proactively reaching ahead to go get him. I mean, he's still a solid, like I would take him over Terry McLaurin, just with unknown there. It's who knows, right? He goes from being the top of the wide receiver 2 tier to just another guy who's in the wide receiver 2 tier.
I'll be interested to see what happens here because we're 4 picks away. There are 4 wide receivers that the cheat sheet would have us take. There goes Brandon Cooks, one of them. The others would be Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, and Allen Robinson. Do you have a lean between those guys?
I love Allen Robinson this year. It's just like, this is the best quarterback he's ever played with his entire career. We saw what Matthew Stafford did for Cooper Kupp. He elevated him to elite. He elevated Robert Woods before the injury. I mean, Allen Robinson, it feels like he can't go wrong here.
And our boy El Choi agreed with you there because he ended up taking him. Would you rather go here with Terry McLaurin or DK Metcalf? Or is there somebody else you'd rather go?
I'm about to stepping on the gas one more time with Zeke, and then let's attack it to see what happened. But
no, we can't do it. Let's wait for the wide. Let's wait for our. We got you going here, wide receiver. What do you think?
All right, then let's take the value on DK, right?
Yeah, let's take.
Metcalf. He's still DK Metcalf. He's still,
We'll take DK Metcalf. Terry McLaurin likely not going to fall back to us here at the turn, but I would certainly love it if he did.
How about a little Bateman action, or Gabe Davis? Let's get on that hype train a little bit.
But aren't there guys you'd rather take before the Gabe Davis?
Plenty. So,
I think right now if Terry McLaurin were to be available, I think honestly at this point, would you even start looking at a Darren Waller type?
I'm not in on Darren Waller because the 8-10 targets are not guaranteed.
Oh my God, do they? Will they left us McLaurin? Do you want to get that going?
Like I said, I'm not a McLaurin guy, but he is rock solid, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get rock solid guys. Yes.
Listen, and why are you not a McLaurin guy? Just out of curiosity, like since when do you start hating him?
It's not that I hate him. It's just that, is the quarterback an upgrade? Is it a downgrade? It's like he has these spike weeks, which I guess is fine for best ball, but it just seems like looking at his game log, he just disappears, and in best ball, when we get into the next 2 tiers, we're going to get volatile guys that can equal his production. The thing about Terry McLaurin that you like is that you just put him in. You're not worried about benching him, but we don't have that issue when we're in best ball. So some of the running backs I like better here for their upside. I saw Travis Etienne, Darnell Mooney. We talked about Gabe Davis. We're trying to win an overall contest. If we're in our seasonal league, we just want that, that steady production. McLaurin kind of profiles a little bit more like that. So that's why I'm out on him in a tournament format. Not out.
If we were using the cheat sheet right now, it would tell us. So wait, is Kyler still on the board? I think So yes, he's still on the board. The cheat sheet would have us looking at like choosing between guys like George Kittle, Kyler Murray, David Montgomery, maybe Drake London, Cam Akers. It looks like Akers is now off the board.
If you're going for the nuclear upside, I'm okay with taking one of your quarterbacks here because in this format you need 2, right? It's not like you can only have one. So you have a couple of the nuclear quarterbacks. I don't know who you guys have higher, Hurts or Jalen Hurts or Kyler Murray. I'm good with either of those guys. Both of them should have that number 1 overall QB upside.
Well, yeah, it's certainly we have Murray over Hurts by a good margin. But Godwin goes. It's just I had Trevor Sycamore on the podcast the other day, and he's a huge Tampa Bay Bucks homer. But he was saying that he didn't think that he would start the season on PUP. So that was kind of interesting to hear. Jalen Hurts in this one goes before Kyler. So I guess Allen.
I like Hurts better there. Yeah. Here's the thing with Godwin. It's like there's going to be so many injuries that you have to fend off during the year. Why start with one? He was hurt late in the season. If they could say he's not going to start on PUP, but there's no way that guy is 100%. How could you take him in the 5th or 6th round of your best ball draft? If he falls to the 8th, 9th, 10th round, sure, it's not going to happen. But there's so many better, healthier, sure bets on the board before Chris Godwin.
God, I love this start of this team, Alan. This is my favorite one that I've done with somebody else on here.
Let's go, baby. We're winning the mill.
Fournette, Kamara, because it's really unique to be able to have that and to be able to have two, presumably frontline-ish wide receivers. You don't get that when you start out with 3 running backs. We didn't mean to start with 3 running backs, but
yes, we did. It was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Doing the Bust and Monsters tool that I was doing earlier, man, a guy that really popped off there for me was David Montgomery, who I'd moved up. I mean, that guy's been so solid. You realize he doesn't ever bust, man. It's crazy for where he goes. He's like, from just a total scoring distribution profile, he looks better than Zeke. He looks much better than Cam Akers, or much better than J.K. Dobbins or Antonio Gibson. So I think it's kind of interesting. He tends to go a little bit later. Darnell Mooney and DeAndre Hopkins off the board, along with Dalton Schultz. Somebody usually doesn't go for a little while here.
You know what it is with Montgomery is that no one's drafting Montgomery and going, yeah, I got him. Like, he's the most boring pick. But like you said, we're going to not worry about high-fiving the room in the preseason. It's nice to have a rock-solid 15 to 18 to upside of 25 touches a week with Montgomery. He's one of those type of players that the professional drafters take. Yeah.
Speaking of professional, oh, man, this guy, Tomey is my homie. I see him in all these drafts. He's a professional drafter. He just took Treylon Burks. What do you think? So Dave Montgomery's off the board. What do you think about just taking Kyler here?
He's the last of the guys that can finish of the RB1. Like, Burrow is great, but I just don't see without the mobility of the other guys that he can never finish as a QB1.
We have Josh Jacobs off the board. We have Clyde Edwards-Helaire off the board. I mean, Jesus, what about maybe taking Michael Thomas if he's available? Are you into that at all?
Well, Michael Thomas, again, he falls into that same Godwin category. They're not even saying like he's come. They don't have a definite date that he's back. Now it's Jameis. There's a little bit of uncertainty there. I like someone like, Amon-Ra St. Brown a little bit more, even though there's uncertainty around him. But I understand somebody taking Michael Thomas. I mean, he was like on a Hall of Fame fantasy football track before.
What if we're going for upside? I mean, if we're going for upside, don't we just take Michael Thomas?
Sure, and we already have the Kamara thing.
And then we could take Jameis as our as our late round quarterback later.
That I like, because now we're talking Jameis and Kamara. That's how you win a tournament. You're right about that.
So we'll do that, and I believe New Orleans in week. Let's see who So we'll plan on taking Jameis, and then let's just look up and see here. Week 17. For New Orleans. Good. I think New Orleans plays Philadelphia, but let me go and look and see. Week 17, I think it's New Orleans, Philadelphia. So if we can maybe get a Philly guy a little bit later.
Oh, no, like run it back a little bit. I see what you're saying.
Let's see. It's week 17 schedule. I could be wrong about Philly. It feels like by now I have all these damn things memorized.
It is crazy that when you're working with spreadsheets every day, you start like knowing the data inputs. It's crazy.
Saints at Eagles. It'll be a noon game. So we'll see if we can get an Eagle a little bit later to kind of.
I mean, who would you get
that game stack? I don't know. I mean, if Miles Sanders falls here in the next round, I wouldn't mind having him as a
Sanders. Goddard perhaps.
Yeah, Goddard. I mean, Goddard is positioned pretty high up on the sheet.
Are you guys giving any chance for Jalen Reagor? No way, right? There's zero chance that happens. Yeah, that's I figured. No. I haven't taken him anywhere yet myself.
There goes your boy St. Brown. There goes Tom Brady. I haven't seen Jalen Reagor get taken yet.
No, never. I'm in some of these like 30 bench dynasty leagues, and even then he's like hanging around at the end. Nobody wants him.
Christian Kirk goes, Russell Gage goes, TJ Hawkinson goes, Devontae Smith goes.
Smith would have been good. It's funny. We take that quarterback, and then I'm just looking at the quarterback list. There's just so many good ones left on the board. It's crazy.
Yeah, there are. I mean, Joe Burrow's still hanging around. I think Russell Wilson's still hanging around.
Stafford.
Is Russell Wilson still hanging around?
He's got to be, because I see Dak up there.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's been like a split opinion this year too. I thought people were going to be really into him, but I've talked to a lot of sharp players that are just not into Russell Wilson, but yet they're into the receivers, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I think Wilson's gone here, actually.
Somebody took him.
Yeah, so we have 10 picks until us. I have a feeling that we'll see like the Elijah Mitchells and the Miles Sanderses and stuff. So Miles Sanders does go off the board. It's about time for them right now. Hunter Renfrow goes off.
How about creating a little Seattle stack at some point? I see, I don't like Lockett. It doesn't seem like with those quarterbacks, but we already have DK. So maybe there's a way to, if we get Jameis, nobody's going to take any of the Seattle quarterbacks. That's for sure.
I wonder who they play week 17. Let's see who the Seattle's game is week 17. Whenever they'll just be tossing it up to DK in a losing effort.
Right.
That'll be the Jets. I wonder if we get like a Michael Carter or something a little bit later.
Last year,
correlation with him.
I think last year DK Metcalf had like 3 touchdowns in week 16 or 17.
So Lockett goes. Shit, we're about to be up. Tony goes.
All right. What's the story with the tight ends right now? The Goddard's there if you want him.
Yeah. Let's see. Lazard goes. Goddard's there. Man, am I correct? Is Elijah Mitchell not there?
Click on the running backs. We'll see.
He's gone.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about him myself. Not, he's going to be fine, but if he goes in this range, it's no problem. But I've saw him in the beginning of draft season going like in the 5th round. It was a little worrisome.
Matt Stafford. So the cheat sheet would tell us to take Brandon Ayuk or Damian Harris here or Dallas Goedert. You just want to go Goddard? We'll get that.
Yeah, you like that for your stack with New Orleans. That's why that was the reason for Goddard.
Let's go Dallas Goedert here.
That's fair.
Like that for sure.
And people are off Goddard a little bit now this year, so it seems like a good time to circle back in.
Yeah. What about the next pick, though?
Are you on Chase Claypool at all this year? I like him because I told you I don't like Deontay Johnson at cost. I do like Claypool a lot right there. Again, it seems like the market's off him. He's going like after pick, hundreds. We could probably even get him on the next go.
Yeah, I think we could get him probably after this next pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kenneth Walker goes. Right now, I would be looking at Ayuk. I might be looking at Olave, but that might just be too many Saints. Is that too many Saints?
I mean, if you're gonna, if we go looking for a shootout, I think he just went anyway.
Olave. The cheat sheet would have us take Ayuk, maybe Garrett. I mean, what about Garrett Wilson for that Jet stuff we were talking about earlier?
It's just there's so many good players there. That's what I'm worried about. Unless he's like an all-timer right off the bat, like how Chase and Waddle were last year, I'm a little worried about him.
I mean, Garrett Wilson, Kareem Hunt, Cordero? What do you think?
I mean, I like Cordero, and I told you I like Chase Claypool. But if you,
Jesus, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't Garrett Wilson. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
You don't
have to go with the cheat sheet.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson, again, you have the 3 receivers there, right? You have Elijah Moore. Everyone likes him. Corey Davis isn't dead yet. And then you have Breece Hall, and nobody's that confident in Zach Wilson yet. So that's why I've been a little dubious about Garrett Wilson. But like you said, he's a great player. He's probably the most talented of the whole bunch.
Can't you just see like the first week we tune in for NFL football next year, it's going to be like, you just turn it on and like, red zone where you have like, what's his name? Hansen just saying like, look at the rookie performance out of Garrett Wilson, 3 touchdowns. Like, I mean, he's just such a superstar, dude. I think
it's hard to argue. Like you said, he was what was he, the second wide receiver off the board this year after? So it's hard to argue. So
Tony Pollard, Cordell Patterson now both go off the board. Gronkowski beginning to go off the board.
He's moving up too. He's moving up.
Brandon Ayuk is Brandon Ayuk still available? That be? I think he might have gone off the board.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting.
So, are you? Where's the cheat sheet right now? Have Claypool? Are we in range to strike with him?
Yes, definite range. Like if I mean the only players that has ahead of Claypool right now are a couple of running backs that won't be around. Let's see, Dawson Knox goes. Jameson Williams goes. It would says Claypool ahead of those guys. I mean, basically, it's a little tier here. There goes Claypool anyway, but it has like it's right around with like Robert Woods and Christian Watson.
Yep. Christian Watson. I was curious. Do you think he's going to produce or is he going to go through the rookie growing pains that Green Bay always puts these receivers through?
I mean, no. I think he has the stamp of approval from Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to take some accountability and some responsibility for it. And I think that Romeo Dubs sucks. And
there are Romeo Dubs truthers out there, right? Like I hear them all the time saying, "Oh, why can't it be him?" I'm like, wait a second here. This is it's highly unlikely.
It can't be him. It's not saying it can't be him. It's just like it's not going to be Romeo Dubs. Romeo Dubs just isn't very good, man. He's not very good. Like if you just did the Senior Bowl, he couldn't get off press coverage. He was not
right.
Just was not effective at all. It's a completely different type of animal than Christian Watson was. It just was completely obvious to anybody with two eyeballs.
Who are some of your late round, like the 20th round guys that you've been taking?
Paris Campbell.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's just every draft I leave with Paris Campbell. Let's see, Rashad Penny goes right now. Tyler Boyd and Tim Patrick, another guy who's been kind of flying up a little bit. I figure now isn't it about time for Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers to go? Those guys are getting way behind ADP right now. See, Rashad Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson and Chase Edmonds go. Melvin Gordon, another guy who's probably starting to get a little bit behind ADP here.
Is it time to roster another running back before it really dries out? Are you good with that?
Yeah, I mean, if Melvin Gordon's available, I'm fine with that.
You want to get crazy with our Saints stack and take Jarvis Landry? I know it's half PPR. The reports are that he's just eating people alive at Saints camp right now. Again, I don't know if we have to take him.
I wouldn't do it yet.
Yeah, I'm saying
did anybody take Valdez-Scantling yet? Yeah, somebody already took him. Okay, so he's off the board. Jesus, Derek Carr is still on the board. I mean, we already have Kyler, but would Derek Carr make any sense here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kyler is a volatile player. He seems to fade at the end of the year. So if that upside goes away again, well, at least we'll have the Derek Carr floor. So
yeah, dude, let's go Derek Carr here. Let's go.
All right, but we're now foregoing our Jameis.
We can still. We are, but does it matter?
No.
Let's just get Derek Carr, man.
Right.
I think
we don't even know Jameis is going to be like fully healthy. That's why they got Andy Dalton, right? They wanted someone just in case stuff goes sideways.
Yeah. Let me just make sure here. I think Michael Gallup went off the board, and I might have missed it. Yeah. So he went off the board. So now I think. I mean, we're back. What about taking Melvin Gordon here?
I love that
running back.
I love that. The Melvin Gordon's late ADP is the same difference that I think like Deontay and Claypool have. Like Javonte is going so early and Melvin Gordon's going so late. It doesn't really make a lot of sense given what you could probably even conservatively project for both of them.
The one issue here with these running backs is we have Jonathan Taylor and Alvin Kamara that both have week 14 buys. For that reason, we might have to take a fifth running back and make this a 2-2-9 build, because I think probably since we have Goddard, we'll probably be able to get away with, a 2-5-9-2 build, because we already have our two quarterbacks. We're done at quarterback. We're out of the quarterback market, right?
Yes.
We'll go 5 running backs. We'll end up with that. Will mean we end up with 9 wide receivers, and I think we're going to be able to get away with 2 tight ends. Zach Ertz always goes much earlier than we have him too. I mean,
yeah, he's moving up. If you like Kyler, you got to like Zach Ertz, right? I mean, that was especially with Hopkins out for the first 6 weeks.
Are you buying into the David Njoku stuff, or now that there's all the Deshaun Watson stuff, are you kind of getting off of that?
Yeah, without the Deshaun Watson stuff, it's tough. Like he'll be like a waiver wire pickup but in one of these deep dynasty leagues, he's my tight end 1. So I believe in the upside, but every year we fall for the same swindle, right? It's like tight end so deep, and then after like the first 5 guys, it's like it's a total crapshoot every week. So
is there anybody that you like here about like as far as a fifth runner between Dameon Pierce, Michael Carter, Nyheim Hines, or also like we can start looking at guys like Jalen, some of these rookie wide receivers like Jalen Tolbert or George Pickens, Jacoby Myers is still out there.
I like Michael Carter more than most because, like, who's going to have more touches in week 1, Michael Carter or Breece Hall, right? It's probably going to be Michael Carter. It takes these rookie running backs, like even Jonathan Taylor's rookie season, he was droppable after the first 8 weeks. Like someone picked him up and won the league. So you're going to get you're likely to get a lot of good Michael Carter weeks, especially in the first 2 months of the season.
Looks like, and I think didn't we say that the Jets were a team that we could stack with somebody who we had with the Seahawks. So we kind of get a mini correlation there with DK Metcalf. Alberto goes off the board. Kirk Cousins now off the board. I mean, this thing's showing us is Jalen Tolbert and Michael Carter is the two highest available left on the cheat sheet. Jamison Crowder goes off the board. I need to move Jamison Crowder up a little bit on this cheat sheet.
Yeah, he's being a forgotten man. He's like what Jarvis Landry was for years, right? That slot, that reliable slot guy that nobody wants, but it's solid, especially in a format like this where you're just going to need to score points every week.
Cole Kmet, or I mean, David Njoku's on this same line too. I mean, do you think David Njoku, we just take care of the second tight end now, then we just focus on on wide receivers the rest of the way out. If we can get Michael Carter, David Njoku, then just go wide receivers for the rest of the draft. I
love that. You also have Irv Smith there. Some people like Irv Smith. He probably has a little bit of better floor, but
you want to go Irv? Oh, there goes Irv.
Okay,
shit, man. Well, it's fine. Listening to this.
Hit the tight end button so we can see who else is there. But I think you nailed it. Yeah,
Njoku, Tunyon, I mean Hunter Henry, it starts to dry up.
Yep, I like Njoku for the upside. It's probably going to fail, but if we're trying to win the $1 million, I mean, you could see they paid him like he's going to be a top 5 tight end, so we might as well at least try to follow that through.
Do we go Carter now and Njoku later?
I think so because I'm happier with the tight ends later than I would be with the running backs.
All right, cool. So we're done at running back.
Yep.
Daniel Jones goes. Tyrion Davis Price goes. So let's go ahead and get our guy Njoku here, and let's just fundamentally feel like we've wrapped everything up, Alan. Hey, for this $2 million bucks.
We got it. It's guaranteed. I'm going to spend it today, so just in case. I hope it doesn't fail.
Yeah. Again, you can go to underdogfantasy.com. You can have fun with your own drafts like this. That you can get through them really quickly as we're getting through this one. They're awesome reps. For your live drafts and your redraft stuff, you're going to be a better drafter than everybody else that come, your home leagues and stuff, just because you'll have such intimate knowledge of these ADPs. They have this draft that we're doing right here. It's like a $25 one, but $2 million to first prize, $1 million to second place, and then $1 million to the season-long winner.
Yeah, no wonder you were a little less flexible on some of these picks. The 25er, if it was a 5er, you'd be giving me every pick I wanted.
Promo code. Yeah, you use the promo code roster for 100% deposit bonus. But there, as Alan said, there's also the $5 puppy where it's what's that, Alan? 75,000 up top, and that thing's filling up. That thing's filling up quickly.
Yeah, I think it. Let me check. I think it's even more. Is it 75?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's a lot, but
it's more than 5.
Yeah, more than 5. So Robert Tunyon off the board, John Mechie now off the board. You guys scroll down for him.
75 to first place. There it is, right there.
KJ Osborne off the board, and that one is the one where I test the cheat sheet twice a day, just on the puppy, to make it to where it's not like I'm spending $50 a day of RosterWatch's hard-earned money on testing these sheets. DJ Chark here goes here at 13.8. I like DJ Chark this year.
Yeah, click on wide receivers so we can see what we got on the queue.
Oh, and the wide receiver. Oh yeah, because we're on to wide receiver.
Yep. Okay, I told you I like Corey Davis. I think he's being forgotten about in these drafts. Some of those other players there, their projection, we know what Corey Davis can do. If we can get him, that would be great. If you scroll down a little bit more, if you don't mind. You see anyone else there that you like for the upside?
I see a lot of them that I like. I mean, I definitely don't. I mean, fucking Jalen Tolbert just went off the board.
He's already popped up with a hamstring though. Tolbert.
Yeah, I mean, it's June. I mean, Jerry Jeudy had a hamstring the other day too. I mean, to me, George Pickens is like.
Is he going to play though? That's what I'm worried about. Is he going to play year one? Right? I mean,
here's the thing. What if Kenny Pickett's good? Yeah. That's to me the bet that I'm making. It's like, what if Kenny Pickett's good? And if Kenny Pickett's good, Pickens is going to be awesome for you. I mean, he's going to be awesome for years to come. He's an animal, dude.
Yeah,
George Pickens is an animal. So I don't know. I guess I mean with David Bell, I just continue to worry about he's going to fall. Because he's got the same issues with the Deshaun Watson stuff as Njoku and Amari Cooper have.
Oh yeah.
And who knows if he even gets on the field in 2 wide receiver sets.
You think there's any chance that KJ Hamler ends up being Russell Wilson's Tyler Lockett type this year? I know there's a lot of players in front of him. But I mean, none of those players have ever been too healthy. I'm not saying you take him here, but it's just someone that you talked about, Paris Campbell in the last round, which I've been taking a ton of myself. I just that Hamler's one of those guys where I'm like, I don't know if I've drafted enough of him just yet. And low probability, but
yeah, dude, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a KJ Hamler. He's gonna end up in the best lineup a few times because there's gonna be games where he goes for 84 and a touchdown.
Yep,
and he's gonna get in there as one of your top 3 wide receivers, of course, in best ball. It just takes your best players. That's what's best about best ball is that you don't have to set your lineup. You just have to draft it. Alan and I will draft this team. I'm going to label it as a team I drafted with Allen so we can keep track of all this stuff. And then there goes KJ Hamler. God damn it. So we're not going to be able to root for KJ Hamler.
Yeah, we got to talk in the private chat.
Yeah. That wouldn't make a very good pod, Alan.
I'm making a joke. We're doing this for the people. What do you think Will Fuller is going to play NFL football this year?
Dude, I haven't buried on the sheet. I'm worried that there could be some kind of news going around about him.
Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones, that's an all-time favorite for me. But
if I were choosing here, I'd be choosing Marvin Jones or Corey Davis. I think both those guys.
I'm good with either.
Corey, did Corey Davis already go?
Yeah, he was at the top of the queue. He must be gone.
You know that Marvin Jones is going to have a couple multi-touchdown games. There's no question in my mind about that.
Every year, it all comes back to Marvin Jones, right? He's always fantasy relevant. It's crazy.
So we'll do that. And then as we get to this next pick, do you have any – I mean,
there's Campbell sitting there.
It's too early. But we'll get Campbell in the next round. What if we go with like Wandale?
Yeah, I mean,
are you interested in Wandale at all? Wandale Robinson for the Giants? I haven't gotten much of him, but I just think, man, that's like, what if Kadarius Toney is just seriously as a total like mess up, And like, I think that
Robinson is the guy they drafted, right? I mean, that's the one that they're like, oh, this could be our Cole Beasley type of guy, right? I mean, we've already seen him, a Cole Beasley style receiver. I know that's not exactly what Wandale is, but be successful in Dable's offense. I like that play a lot. I think he's being undervalued in rookie drafts too.
We'll see what he says there. If we can't get Wandale. Maybe we'll just go Paris now. We'll just know that we get our.
Why wait? He's moving up. I mean, he's being talked about on a variety of social media.
God damn it! Paris Campbell just went.
Yeah, that's why it's when you're doing one of these live drafts like that, you always got to reach up around. You got to you have to have the cheat sheet, and then you have to have the RosterWatch cheat sheet for podcasts.
Yeah,
which is push everyone up.
Yeah, Mike Diggs, man. God damn it, dude. Yeah. Mike Diggs out there watching this. Let's just take Wandale. I feel good about that.
Oh yeah.
So we have now we'll have after this 1, 2, 3 more picks left, right? Because we have
all receivers. Got to be all
wide receivers. So let's start talking about who some of your favorite late round wide receivers are. Have you been taking any?
James Washington, I've been taking a couple shares of. I mean, for the same reason.
I don't mind taking maybe do you think if AJ Green falls to us, we can just get that Kyler Murray, AJ Green deal for the first 6 weeks when DeAndre's hurt?
I mean, AJ Green, if you look at his game log last year, he was productive. I actually had to start him in a couple leagues all year long, and I wasn't upset about it.
And there goes Marlon Mack and Gus Edwards off the board. We're getting to this area where we're going to see guys like Darrell Williams.
Scroll a little bit deeper here. I mean, if you're really shooting for the upside, your guy, Justin Ross, I like James Washington. We already talked that there's no way in hell we're taking Romeo Doubs.
What about Nico Collins?
It's, I mean, it's not that I have no interest. It just seems like a low upside play, right? It could pop off. It just, a lot of things have to go right. I mean, Brandon Cooks is already a round 4 or 5 pick, and that's their first receiver.
How about God? Look how far Deshaun Watson's falling. He really is.
The news this week has just been worse than ever, right? I mean, I don't know if you saw the HBO interview with the accusers. It's even if you're like, nothing happened, everything was legal. When you see that, it does change your mind a little bit. There's impact if you watch that. So
yeah, it's all pretty bad, dude.
Yes,
it's pretty bad. I'll bet you he kind of plays though, right? Because don't they say with the civil suits, aren't going to get messed with until next year?
My
do you think the NFL is
prediction,
going to say like, "Hey, we don't care about that.
yes.
We're going to make our own evaluation"?
Yeah, my prediction is that they're going to come hard. They're going to come with a full season suspension, and then the players' union will negotiate it down to about 8 games. That's my prediction.
That's tough, man.
So you can't take him in best ball, basically.
Did Van Jefferson go when I wasn't looking? I think he probably did. His ADP is a lot. Yeah, okay. So Van Jefferson did go. I mean, on this, I'd say, man, if he gets back around, there goes AJ Green. Shit, I don't think there's a
DPJ.
Sure
you're not into.
Yeah. I mean, he would actually be next on the cheat sheet. You're into that? You're into DPJ?
I mean, a less without Deshaun Watson, but Jacoby Brissett, he'll let it go a little bit. And listen, we can't rule out that Baker Mayfield's not going to be the starter. If a full season suspension comes down, they may have to make it work with Baker Mayfield.
Oh gosh,
I know, but it's a possibility. It's not off the table.
Well, hey, do you know what? I'll bet you at this point they're kind of glad that they didn't have to. That they still kind of have that as an option. They're like, Jesus Christ, we signed this guy to $230 million guaranteed, and we can't get rid of Baker. They're like, shit. But now they're like, shit, we might actually need Baker.
I mean, he's better than Jacoby Brissett. How about Devin Duvernay? Again, not a sexy pick at the end here, but you guys liked him, right? He was a Texas guy. And
I love Devin.
And now he's moved up the pecking order. I know it's Andrews, there's Bateman, but what if Bateman doesn't work? What if he doesn't work out? It's like Devin Duvernay is like a Deebo Samuel type.
Shouldn't we be taking Justin Ross and a great offense ahead of all these guys just in case he's good?
No problem with that.
Just in case he is the Justin Ross that we saw as a freshman at Clemson.
I love that. And we already know that Marcus Valdes-Scantling is like not that good. He's good for real NFL, takes the top off, but you could easily see the situation where Ross pushes his way onto the field ahead of those guys.
I think Josh Palmer already went off the board. I don't understand how people with the target share that is. I guess they must just not model out projections. Just see how much of a target share Keenan Allen and Mike Williams comparatively. When those guys are on the field, it's just so hard. Romeo Dubs. Do you just want to go Justin Ross here?
Yes, we're going for $1 million, so let's do it. $2 million bucks.
Justin Ross. And then we have thoughts on the next one. I mean, you mentioned DPJ. Is he still there? We could go with him.
I told you Duvernay. I could see the case for Duvernay as being like a Deebo Samuel style player.
Yeah, dude. Let's go Dev. Let's go Dev Duve. Let's go. Yep. Let's go with him, man.
At some point, he's going to be on the waiver wire, on the RosterWatch waiver wire cheat sheet. He's Duvernay. I could, like I said, he's moved up the pecking order. This is the breakout year for him. I like him.
Yep. So I love this team so far. For the people who aren't watching, Kyler Murray and Derek Carr for the quarterbacks. The running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Fournette, Alvin Kamara, Melvin Gordon, Michael Carter. Michael Carter, of course, with the correlation there with DK Metcalf for the Week 17 game. Also Garrett Wilson in that Week 17 game correlation. Terry McLaurin, Michael Thomas with Week 17 game correlation along with Alvin Kamara down with our tight end Dallas Goedert. We also have Marvin Jones, Wan'Dale Robinson, Justin Ross, Devin Duvernay, Goddard, and Njoku for the tight ends. This is a really good one that we're putting together, Alan. Let's see. And we have one more wide receiver to pick. This last one's definitely going to be, these last kind of three have been sort of bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, but together we should, if we can get 3 or 4 scoring weeks out of that group, we're good. Keep scrolling. Let's see what else is in the depths
you want to get like unique, just go way off the board.
You know what? Here, I'm going to give you a name that you hate, but it's any interest. Well, actually, I see Amari Rodgers there. I still think he has a chance, but Velus Jones, right? No. I mean, they drafted him, right? I mean, everyone goofs on him because he's like a 45-year-old rookie, but if he's going to produce, it's going to be this year. They can't like wait and see on him, right?
He's fast as hell. I loved him. I loved him at, he's good at the Senior Bowl. I didn't love him as much as I love Christian Watson or Jalen Tolbert or Calvin Austin, but he was right up there.
And they like this is their guy. This is the guy they took in the 3rd round. Like they're going to want to design him unless they're just going to use him as a return man. I mean,
yeah, I like it. I've gotten to a good bit of Velus Jones as sort of the last pick in these drafts. Like I said, man, sub 4.4. Big, fast. I mean, he's
and there's no target competition low.
Moves well. He's dynamic. He can play in the kick. He can contribute in the kick return game and stuff like that, and get you some backdoor points in those kinds of ways. So, dude, yeah, if he's around, I'd be happy to go with Velus Jones.
So star him, hit the star, so we could see if he easily goes away. That little.
All right.
There you go. Now at least he's in queue.
We'll see if he's not available. Danny Gray, I have some interest there. He's just so fast. I just don't know what the target volume in San Francisco is going to be there for any of these guys.
I mean, Taekwon Thornton, you guys know Mac Jones better than anyone. Mac Jones, could he hit Taekwon Thornton in stride for a couple touchdowns this year?
Oh, yeah, dude. Mac Jones is sick, man.
All right. So then maybe he's one, because, again, a player that nobody wants, always just because he was overdrafted, people think he's bad. No, he was good. Maybe he was overdrafted, but he's good.
Mm-hmm. No, Taekwon Thornton?
Yeah. I mean, again, just
he's fast. I mean, he's 4.28. I mean,
you should get opportunity. You should get opportunity.
You can't teach that kind of speed, right? You can't teach it.
At this point,
have you taken any Brian Edwards at all? Have you thought about that?
I haven't. I understand if someone does. It's just, the quarterback is likely to be in flux, right? They're going to start with Mariota. At some point, they're going to go to Ritter. And then who knows if it goes bad, they can go back. It just feels very unsettled there. And we're already talking about, at best, the third, maybe fourth target. The fourth most targets if you count Cordell Patterson. Yeah, that's why I'm a little dubious on him. So it's more depth on that team.
Yeah, I think that Velus, if he's available, will be our guy.
Velus, have a backup just in case, so we're not scrambling. You said you like Gray. I told you Thornton is not bad.
What about Calvin Austin?
That's a great one right there. Austin's the one that if everything works out well, that you could easily see him being the new James Washington plus on that team, right?
Yeah. You can always take Antoine Wesley and hope that he's.
I like what I'm glad you said that. I haven't heard any analyst say his name, and I keep he's on my roster bubbles on my dynasty league, but he had some good weeks last year.
Well, I mean, do you want to take him just for the hell of it over Velus Jones? Just for the stat?
Yes,
just for the stat. Okay,
and what if, right?
What if, man? What if? Hey, it could be week one. No DeAndre Hopkins. Next thing you know, it's what? Kyler Murray, 80-yard bomb down the left sidelines to Antoine Wesley.
If that happens, you're gonna see. We got the $1 million. We got the $2 million. It's us.